You still don't understand the final episode of Lost, do you? Okay. Good thing you found me, because I do not want you to continue walking around in this world thinking that they were dead the whole time or that the whole show was about purgatory. Simply not true. Okay, look. So yes, the show ran from 2004 to 2010, like 6 years, 6 seasons. More time has passed now since the show ended in 2010. Now it's 2017, so 7 years have passed. So more time has passed since the show actually had its run. So you definitely need to understand the ending. Here's the way it went. Okay, look. First episode, the plane crashes, right? People died on impact. They died, and they weren't regular people in the show anymore, right? The people who survived and walked around and talked, they weren't dead. They survived that, right? Over the course of several seasons, several of those people did die, and you saw how they died. They clearly were dead and they died, all right? Some people eventually got off the island, as we know. Some people stayed on the island, okay? And in that final season, season 6, that's when things changed, because instead of flashbacks or flash forward, you had to flash sideways, which we didn't know what that was. If it was that like an alternate timeline, not really. What it was is it was the camera panning backwards, okay? Years after we have all died. You and me and Jack Shepherd and Kate House, everyone had died way into the future. That's where that's taking place, okay? The flash sideways that you see in season 6, that's after everyone's all dead, okay? That's everyone had already died. Forget about the island. We all die at some point, right? Can we all agree that at some point we will all die, okay? Now let's flash forward to that time and space where that happens, where we're all died and we realize, oh, I died. And then you see all these people that you knew on Earth and you had these connections with, that you had these shared experiences with, for better or worse. You meet up with them. And then in the finale, they enter the afterlife together. Now that part, technically you could call that purgatory if you want. Together when they were in that church, and then from there they emerged into whatever you want to call heaven or the afterlife. And of course that's why that window showed the Jewish symbol, or the yin yang, the Muslim, the Christian, all of them, as if to say, sort of generically, these people met up in the afterlife and they remembered each other and their experiences together, and they moved on together. Simple and thin. That's it. Okay? So it's really simple. Okay? They were not in purgatory the whole time. They were not dead the whole time. It'd be like this. It'd be like if you watch another stupid romantic comedy. Matthew McConaughey, right? And he's rushing at the end to go get the girl on a motorcycle or car or whatever he's doing to try to chase her down in time before she leaves to go to that side of the country. Okay? And then it ends with him getting there in time, and then they kiss, and then the credits roll. What if, though, the credits didn't roll there, and instead they showed what happens after that? Did they get married? Did they stay married? Did they grow old together? Did they die? See, that's something that Lost did that was different with, because I don't know of another show that did this, where it takes you beyond their life. Like the whole focus is their life, but then in the final episode, you see what happens after they died, and you get to see them reconnect after they die. No other show has done that, and that's something that really made this show unique. Because it's funny, because like even with a movie, you know, it ends, or a story, it ends, the end. They all lived happily ever after, right? That's how we want stories to end. But even after they lived happily ever after, they still died. Then what? All right? So this is just a way for people of all belief systems, whether you're Christian, Jewish, Muslim, atheist, whatever you are, if you do believe that we go on somewhere, I guess if you're atheist, wouldn't you believe that? But whatever religion or faith system you have, that you believe that after we die, we all end up somewhere and we can remember each other. And that's what they did in Lost. Does that make sense? It was the final part of this, really the last season was an actual timeline plus a glimpse into the future after they were all dead. And then once Jack died on the island in the year 2010, what happens was then you get to see decades past all that. Because what we know is Hurley and Ben Linus, they stayed on the island. They took Jack's place. So let's assume that they were there for decades. Maybe and then they eventually died on the island. We're fast forwarding way past all of that. You can fill in the blanks however you want to, because that's ultimately kind of what happened with the island anyway. We saw centuries before what happened. Do we really need to know what happened after that? No, the point is, these people's lives, they affected each other on this show, their experience on the island. When they all died, they remembered each other and they moved on together to the next life. That is what the finale of Lost is simply about. They were not in purgatory the whole time. They were not dead the whole time. Thank you very much.